Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish World, and we're going to be talking about the Fluval FX6. That's right, guys. We're talking about the Fluval FX6. I haven't done a Fluval video in a while, and it's about time I do one again, guys. This is my 300th video, and I'm super pumped about it. Alright, guys. So, what I'm going to do to clean the Fluval FX6, and what is the Fluval FX6 before we get into it? The Fluval FX6 is the top-notch dog when it comes to mechanical filtration. It is the best canister filter, no doubt in your mind. If any other aquarium company is watching me, send me your products and I will do a review and compare it and be honest to the YouTube community. But the Fluval FX6, unless somebody wants to prove me wrong, is the best canister filter, and I think we can all agree on that. Like I said, if any other company is watching, I'm up for anything, guys. So, the FX6 is the next upgrade after the FX5. You've also got the G Series 2, which is a little more elite, but the Fluval FX6 can filter around 400 gallons of water. Now, I haven't cleaned this thing once. It's been on my tank since September. It's December 3rd, 29th. And I'm still in my pajamas because this is my last day of vacation before I have to go to work. And I'm enjoying every last minute of it. So, you guys want to bear with me on that one. So, what I'm going to do to clean the FX6 is something really quick. I'm going to have to clean the filter pads out in there because they're going to be unimaginably filthy. If you guys want to see what this tank looked like before I put the FX6 on it, it was literally black. And I'm going to show you a clip right here. You guys can see that the tank was actually black. I put the FX6 on there and overnight, no lie, the tank cleared up. So, this will be the second. It's like putting the FX6 on again. I'm cleaning it up, giving it a fresh start. So what I'm going to do, I've got a bucket, and I've got some tubing. What I'm going to do is create a siphon, and I'm going to pour water in this bucket. Not for doing a water change, but I'm going to clean those filter pads out. And I'm not about to rinse the filter pads. That rainbow is the stupidest rainbow I've ever seen in my life. But I'm not about to rinse those filter pads under the water. Because when you rinse your filter pads, either be hang on the back or canister filter, salt water, micron socks, if you rinse it under tap water, you're going to lose all that beneficial bacteria. So the next thing I'm going to do is go over here and cut the power. Now that power strip goes to the heater, the circulation pump, and the FX6. Now, let's get a closer look at the FX6. Alright, I'm going to try to stay out of you guys' way. Hopefully you guys can see everything I'm about to do. But in here, you've got a couple valves, and I can actually twist these valves right here. And when I take these off, the siphon will remain. So I'm going to twist that one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these knobs off. So all you do to do that is to push these buttons down and lift up. And that's just a little bit of water that was inside the ball valve. Don't panic. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. And that's just the water that was in the valve. Now, the Fluval FX6 also has these timers on it when it'll tell you when you need to clean the canister filter. And down here as well, you have a pump, which you can also do a quick water change by hooking tubing up to the pump right there. So what I'm going to do is twist these valves open. And John with KG Tropical, he actually taught me this. Believe it or not, me and John, me and him, we think such alike. I would think of a video idea, a great video idea, and then he posts it, and I'm like, oh my god. I mean, he's not copying off me. It's just we think alike. And that's happened quite a few times. And ironically, he got sponsored by the same company I did. And Fluval also sent him this filter. And I knew he had one on his 180 African cichlid tank, which consists of imbunas and haps and peacocks. And if you want to see a video when we're together, check that video out right here. Some of the bigger YouTube channels together in one video. I think it's pretty cool. But he told me, you know, I said, hey, I was getting some air bubbles coming out of my Fluval FX6. It's supposed to purge itself. What's going on? Do you have that problem? And he said, yeah, he had that problem for a second. he said just go down and these things I just undid, just make sure you tighten them up really well. Oh my God. Let me show you guys. You won't believe it. Holy, literally shit. That is disgusting. Alright, this is going to be pretty nasty, I'm not going to lie. Let me roll up my pants because I'm about to get wet. Alright. Woo! This is pretty rank. There's the top plate. I'm just going to squeeze it. You can see the black that's coming out of there. Just one squeeze. Let me show you what's pulled out of here. Yeah. So, let's dive into this. I'm not going to lose my parts. The great thing about the Fluval FX6, when if you can't put it back together, if you put it together wrong. I mean, if you put it together wrong, it won't go back together. So it's idiot-proof. You literally have to put it together correctly before it fits all back together. And I'm just going to give those a quick squeeze, and I'll give them a wrench again. What I'll do is I'll pull everything out of here, wrench it, and then fill up another bucket after I dump this, and wash it off in tank water. Like I said, you do not want to wrench this on tap water because you're going to lose a lot of beneficial bacteria. And you can imagine all the beneficial bacteria living in here. This is where poop breaks down. This is where ammonia turns to nitrate and nitrites. And that also happens in your tank, but the poop and the waste is collected here. So that's where it happens the majority. And the great thing about the Fluval FX6, you can lift the whole thing up at once. And you guys can see the basket. I'm going to come back at this in a second. I'll clean it up. But let's take a look in here. That, my friend, is just utterly disgusting. I'm going to have to clean that out. But you guys can see the Fluval FX6 definitely did its job. And what I'm going to do now, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'm going to twist these valves and take it apart separately, and I'll show you guys in a second. Alright, take my bucket, I'll take this filter, you guys can see it. And don't worry, there's cement floors down here. I'm not that stupid. That's why the tank's from the basement actually, because if I spill anything, it's not that big of a deal. But when you want to release everything, you pull these two things to the side, and your baskets will lift up. And I'll keep it all together. I've already rinsed those off in the bucket. I'm going to put those down first. Oh wow, wow, that's just, wow. You see the ceramic media in there is just disgusting. And that's a good thing, that's a good thing. Take my bucket, and I'm going to have to do some mopping in a minute too. I'm going to take this filter pad and just, give it a good old wrench in the bucket. Wow, it's utterly, I cannot explain. I've seen pond filters, and this is just as filthy as a pond filter. Just going to take it and wrench it out a little bit in this bucket, trying to get some of that off. Now, like I said, I'm going to give it another wrench again. And that ceramic media I'm not even going to touch. And then down here is my last chamber. Lift it up, pour it in this bucket. Oh my God, the sludge is just built up at the bottom. Oh my God. Wow. I can't even believe that. Wow. There's the media bags I never used. I just set them in there. That might have been a mistake because I think it restricted some water flow, to be honest. So I'll set these over here for now. But the sludge is just disgusting. I mean, you can look at it on my hand. That's what the Fluval FX6 did. This is a good thing. I mean, it's disgusting, I'm not going to lie, but it's doing its job. And that's what we want. And like I said, now that I'm rinsing all this in tank water, it looks disgusting, and it looks like it's just pure ammonia, but that's where the beneficial bacteria lives, and you want to keep it. So this poop is a good thing, but too much of a good thing can be a bad thing as well. So I'm going to take the sponge, just try to rinse it off a little bit, set it back in here. Wow, I'm going to have to take a separate sponge for this and just clean some of this out. It's just, It's rank, man. Take this one out. Good old squeeze. Wow. Can't believe that. And I'm going to go dump this bucket and siphon some more water out. Let's take a look. That is some foul shit right there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and wash these filter pads off one more time. What I'm going to do next is going to be just utterly filthy. I'm going to take all the water out of this canister filter just to show you how black it is. Now I could turn the pump on and just drain it out, but I want to show you. That's what came out of the the Fluval FX6. And it still got a little bit of poop in there, but I'm going to keep that in there because that's actually a good thing. That's beneficial bacteria. Alright, the next step is putting it back together. And like I said, the baskets all stay together. That's what's so great about this thing. And there's no way you can put this thing together in without doing it correctly. It just won't fit. So, what I'm going to do is drop the basket in the inlet tube. Get the top. The top is reverse. It goes in the other hole. And the other hole lines up there. You twist your cats back on. You're going to tighten these down pretty securely. Now, I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll speed some of this up for you. We'll just skip over it, actually. Alright, so I tighten it back up with hand. Now the good thing about Fluval FX6, it's got an in on here. It literally says in here and out here. So you cannot go wrong. And if you do, you'll find out shortly. But let's say I forgot. Okay, my intake's right here. So here's the intake tube. All you got to do is push this down right here. And put that on. And it automatically locks. Take your other hose. Do the same thing. What I was doing. There's a red button. You push it, it releases. When you're pushing, you push down. Now what I'm going to do is open these ball valves. And what that's doing, I don't know if you guys can hear that, it's siphoning the water right back in the canister filter so I don't have to prime it. Yeah, it just regurgitated the air inside there. It just blew air right in my tank. So what I'm going to do now, you see all the lights aren't in this tank because it's still early morning. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this tank as messy as possible. Because I want the Fluval FX6 to do its job. I want it to clean. So I'm going to go and just bush all these plants down and just make it a filthy mess. Alright, so I made the tank a little bit of a mess. Now I'm ready to go ahead and hit the power back on. And you guys can hear the Fluval FX6 is pumping. Now I'm going to lower this power head a little bit to sucking air in. What you guys can hear, let me show you. Over here, it's going to start pushing air out in a second. You see a little bubble come out of there? Here it comes. It just did the purge. Now, every 12 hours it will purge itself of oxygen. When you first turn it on, it will purge itself of oxygen. And what that does is air is the canister filter's worst enemy. it's purging itself right now. It's starting back up. Any second now, this thing is going to just puke out utter disgusting poop water that I just cleaned, and it'll get sucked back in the filter eventually. There's no difference of it being in the water column and then being in the filter. Water passes through your filter. It's passing through it in the filter a lot more than it is in the water column. And it's coming slowly. And there it goes. Fluval FX6 is back and running. And right now, you guys can see the tank water is getting polluted. But like I said, there's no difference of this poop being in the water column and then being in your mechanical filter. And it seems like I made a horrible mistake. But I'm going to come back at you guys, and look how dirty this thing is. Look how dirty it is. It's just utterly disgusting. I'm going to come back at you guys in a few hours and see what the Fluval FX6 did. This is after 24 hours. Just 24 hours of the Fluval FX6 running. And my tank is crystal clear again. This is a perfect example, guys. Here it is again. After the tank, well, it didn't crash, but the plants grew to the point where it just blackened out the tank, and the highlight plants died because there was no light. So here's a picture, a video clip when the tank crashed, and we're back here where it's nice and clean again. That's the Fluval FX6. Any doubts about it, this video holds truth right here. Comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Any questions, let me know. Sign up on fluvalaquatics.com. You can see all the new Fluval products coming out up to date. Stay up with it, guys. Until next time, later.